Well, hi there guys, it's Tony here from Caveman Props, and I'm still here at the prop store in London. I'm just joined by Tim Laws again, and we are talking swords. Now this is a particular fascination for me because I love prop swords, and we have two very different swords here, but they are kind of connected, aren't they?
Yeah, and you talk about the most famous sword in history, you could argue, Excalibur. So you got two versions of the sword here. They're both nice metal sort of hero versions of the sword. You've got Sean Connery's from A First Night and Clive Owen's from King Arthur.
So can we have a look
Yeah,
at
help
this one?
yourself, absolutely.
So this is the Sean Connery's from First Night film. This is beautiful because this is almost like a real sword.
Oh, it's lovely, and it's what I like about it. It's just a really simple design. Although it's Excalibur, and you feel like you've got to go to great extremes with it and make it kind of super fancy. I think the whole beauty of Excalibur is to keep it
simplicity works
absolutely
best. It's a sword that's supposed to do what it says.
Yeah.
Now this is quite heavy for the actor to walk around with.
Yep. So you got a looks like a polished aluminium blade there.
Yeah.
Might be steel actually.
Yeah, it's steel from the weight of it.
I would agree.
But the handle and the pummel are quite.
Yeah, so it's a hero version. So it's for close-up shots. They wouldn't, although there's some dinks in the blade, so it may have been used for a particular scene where something heavy was required. Yeah. But any kind of fighting, they would always go for a rubber blade for safety. Yeah.
Pretty much most of my ones I have a rubber blade. So this is amazing. A lovely leather handle.
Yep.
And beautifully craftsmanship. So if somebody wanted to own this Excalibur,
this one is, the estimate on this one is 4,000 to 8,000.
4,000 to 8,000.
And it's Sean Connery.
And it's Sean, yes, Sean Connery. You can't escape Sean Connery, especially with swords as well.
Quite.
Now the other one we have here is another version of Excalibur, but this is kind of a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, very different version. Obviously, it was kind of a Saxon, more of a Saxon story, and so this is Clive Owen's sword. Again, you've got an aluminium blade, a kind of faux bronze handle, bit more ornate, bit more sort of Celtic.
The detailing on that is quite amazing, really, and it's a very different telling of the story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very different looking sword.
But it's a lovely piece. Obviously, not everyone's favourite version of the King Arthur.
No, I actually quite liked it though.
I thought it was quite good.
Yeah.
It was very different. I think it was a bit more down to earth than being the fantasy story, but an amazingly well-made sword as well. So I can see several dinks in this one as well.
Yeah, so this is an aluminium blade, so it might have seen some sort of stunt action, certainly interacting with professional stuntmen where they're trained to use this kind of thing. Yeah. But again, usually when it's fight scenes, it will be a rubber blade for safety. There's definitely marks on the blade. It's definitely has some use.
Definitely, but that is an amazing piece. So if someone was wanting to own this
version
of Excalibur,
the estimate on this one is 2,000 to 4,000.
2,000 to 4,000. So there you go, guys. If you've got the spare cash, maybe you can have Excalibur and rule the kingdoms. All right then, Tim. So we're sticking with swords for a little bit. We've got two more. Really good swords, but obviously very different as well.
Yeah, so they're different styles of sword, and they're also one's an original prop and one's a replica. If you want to start with the Conan sword, so that's the Atlantean. This is a replica. It's very high-end replica. It's steel. It's incredibly well finished. It was limited to 1,000, made by Albion. They're quite sought after now. And as you can feel, I mean, there's a sharp edge to that.
It's almost like a real sword.
Yeah, it's effectively a real sword. I mean, it's obviously a display piece, but it's the signature piece from that movie. And most film fans recognise it straight away.
Is a lovely piece. So if somebody was looking to own this piece, what would they?
The estimate on this one is 3,000 to 6,000.
3,000 to 6,000. Okay. Now the other one we have here is screen used.
Yes, this is from the original Blade movie.
Yeah.
So Blade's all back in vogue again after Deadpool.
Yes, that's just what I was thinking.
Yeah. But you know, a lot of love for that original Blade.
This
movie.
one is obviously a lot lighter. This is aluminium.
So an aluminium blade, lot easier to carry around, a lot easier to use. But it is a metal blade. It is really nicely finished, resin sort of polished handle, really nice.
Resin?
That's metal. Yeah, that's metal too. Yeah, okay, apologies. Right. Yeah.
No worries. So this is amazing. So this one is from the film.
Yes,
from the
first Blade film.
So this was handled by Wesley Snipes.
Yep.
Which is brilliant. So if somebody was looking to own this sword,
The estimate on that one is 12,000 to 24,000. Obviously, a very significant item from a great film.
It is, because for some people they reckon that is really what kind of launched the Marvel universe. Rather than Iron Man.
And I still maintain that opening scene of in the nightclub is as good as it gets. It's terrific.
It's a terrific piece of cinematography as well, I think, as well. So this is an amazing piece. So, Tim, we have one more sword.
There can be only one.
There can be only one. Yes, it is. Now, this obviously isn't a Conan MacLeod sword. This is the Duncan MacLeod sword from the TV series.
Yes, so Adrian Paul.
Adrian Paul, excellent.
But to a certain generation, he is, Highlander.
He was the Highlander, yes. I remember watching the TV series, but I'm a big fan of the original film.
Fair enough.
But, if you take them in part of the story, it's all part of the same story. So is this original from the production?
Yeah, so this is the detailing. Basically, these were kind of recycled and adapted as the series went on. But this configuration is as seen in seasons 4, 5, and 6.
So this is towards the end of the series.
But it's hero. It's all hero. I mean, if you keep hold of the, you can. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
It is, and the edging on that, I can physically see the edging like it's a real sword.
Yeah, it's reasonably sharp. But it is that's a display piece. It's lovely.
It is, and the detailing on the handle. Obviously, they tried to replicate the original Conan.
Yeah, the one
MacLeod,
that
but
obviously
and had
Ramirez
to be a little
used.
bit different.
Yeah.
But that is amazing. So, what is the estimate on this?
The estimate on this one is 5,000 to 10,000.
5,000 to 10,000, and that is an amazing piece. And obviously, from quite a significant franchise, is going to go really quite.
Yeah, there should be a lot of interest in this, I think.
Oh, that is amazing. Now, quite conveniently, moving on from the Duncan MacLeod sword, we do have something here from the original Highlander film. I don't think this guy really needs much of an introduction, does he? This is obviously the costume from the Kurgan.
Yes, so that's a Clancy Brown costume. It's the only complete costume known to exist. We have seen components and sort of partial sets, but this is the only full set, and it's pretty staggering costume, really. It's the detail and thought that's gone into it, and I mean that's represented a little bit. This is the original costume design as well by Jim Atchison, so a lot of what he configured right at the onset of the movie has ended up on screen, and I think this is kind of the
to go
the
from
costumes,
that, because usually there's quite a bit of difference because Asian, but they've managed to really
you
do
can
that
definitely
quite
get the feel
well.
there from Jim's drawing into the final costume.
So this is one that actually been worn by
Clancy Brown. Yep, it's like I say, it's the only complete one to have survived. And I think, although the Ramirez costume, the Spanish costume is pretty, I think this is the costume everybody remembers from the film.
This is the next one, Asian, because I think for casting he was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. A menacing villain.
Great actor and
brilliant actor, and everyone calls him the Gentle Giant. So he's completely different from
the
the character.
He's a lovely man. I've met him. I did tell him we had the costume. Actually, he sort of said that he probably wouldn't fit into it anymore.
That is brilliant. So there you are, guys. Check these out. This is a wonderful piece. So if you're able to own this, check it out. I obviously want to thank Tim for his time on this video, and I'll catch you all guys soon.